Hello and welcome to your pre-calculus course. In this video, I'm just going to go over some important navigation tools and some resources that are included within your course. This is my homepage. My name is Mrs. King, so your teacher will obviously have a different name over here and different contact information on their page, but it should look pretty similar to what you see here. Now, when you go to the top of your screen, you should see lessons, assessments, home, which will bring you back to this home screen, and then also this main menu button, which is a very good tool if you're trying to check your grade book to see how you're doing in the course. This is a great way to go in. You can also resubmit assignments this way, but you can see all of the information and all of the tabs in your course are located here under this main menu button. Okay, and then next we have our email button over here. So this email button is important. You want to make sure that you're checking your email. Your teacher will be sending important updates, whether it's weekly or monthly. They're going to send you some updates through the course. Now, the way this screen looks, if you have taken Florida Virtual School courses before, you can actually change the appearance by going to Account Preferences. And if you would prefer to have a side navigation bar, you can click Yes, Save Changes. And now you can see all of your tabs are located on the left-hand side as well. So you can start by going through your lessons. And what you want to do when you begin your course is start by reading through each of the lessons. So even though these ones maybe don't look like there's a lot going on with them, it is important to understand the course information, your pace, test information, the study plan, and then these will be all of your more important lessons that you're going to go through. Once you have read through all of this introductory information here, and you may have even joined a welcome session to go over other important aspects of being an FLVS student, you can go right into, once you've submitted your study plan, and I'm going to go ahead and click on this. This assignment is important because this will pace you as far as each module goes. At the beginning of each module, you will have this assignment to copy paste into a Word document. And then on the right hand side under anticipated completion date, that's where you're going to enter the date that you hope to complete that assignment. As a teacher, I do not go back through and check to see that every assignment is completed on that specific date, but you should try to pace yourself in a reasonable manner as you're preparing to begin each module. So again, this assignment is going to be at the beginning of every module, and you will be submitting this assignment to your instructor. It will count as an assignment. It's a 10-point assignment, so you want to make sure that you're submitting that study plan first. And then once you get into each lesson, here's 1.01, and what you're going to do is read through all of this good stuff, check your answers, go through some practice questions from each lesson, and then at the bottom you will see a link to your online textbook. If you have not activated your textbook yet because you have not completed your welcome call with your teacher, make sure you reach out to your teacher to complete that welcome call, and they will provide you a code for getting started with that online textbook. These examples in the textbook are listed always listed at the bottom, and they are exercises that you will do. You can definitely add those into your notes. You can check your answers as you go through them, but you will not be submitting these assignments. So it is important that you go through and use this as a practicing tool, but you will not need to submit that to your teacher. Once you have read through all the information from one lesson, you're going to go into your assessments, which is located up here on the black toolbar or in the blue toolbar. Here we have the assessments button. And again, that's just preference. If you'd rather have it on the side or on the top, that's entirely up to you. But what I did was I clicked on my name and then clicked Account Preferences to switch that to a sidebar. Once you're in your assessments, you'll see a list of assessments all of them here, and as you submit them, they will disappear from your assessments bin. So as you submit them to your teacher for grading, these will start to disappear, which is great. So once you get through an entire module, at the end of each module, there is a discussion-based assessment, which is a conversation that you will have with your instructor. And usually you need to schedule that discussion-based assessment. So depending on your instructor, you may have to go to the home page. Okay, and they might have a scheduler. I have a scheduler right here where you would actually click on this button and pick a time and day that works for you as far as completing the DBA. You can use that scheduler for welcome calls or even for monthly calls. But it is important to know that during the summer or even throughout the school year, time is very precious to both you and your instructor. So if you are planning a time for a discussion-based assessment or any type of appointment, you should make sure that you are prepared and ready at that time. We are available Monday through Friday, and that's from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So you do not have to make an appointment to ask questions about your course, or if you don't see a time that works for you. I know my students will reach out to me if they don't see a time to schedule a DBA that works for their schedule. So you can always reach out to your teacher. Their information should be somewhere around here on the home page. Now to the right-hand side of this screen, this is a very important screen. Right now we have a welcome session available for new students since it is in our very busy summertime. So by attending a welcome session, you'll learn more about navigating, more about general topics of becoming a successful FLVS student. So whether or not you see this to the right-hand side, it just depends on that time of year. Below that, you'll see an online textbook sign up. It's important when you're going through using that code that you're watching this video and really going through the steps to sign yourself up for that textbook. Once you enter that code the first time, you will not need to enter that code again, but you definitely want to have this video open as you're going through the steps. Another very important portion of your course is knowing if you are going to complete the course at a traditional or an accelerated pace. Once you decide on that, the minimum required number of assignments is typically 3 assignments per week, and that would be a traditional pace. But that would mean that each segment would last between 16 to 18 weeks. So if you need to have your course completed before then, you may be looking at more of an accelerated pace, and it may be a super accelerated pace if it's the summertime when everything's a little more condensed. So definitely talk to your teacher about that, and they may be able to send you a pace chart so that you can plan accordingly. Now down below here, we do offer all kinds of additional resources for pre-calculus. One of them is tutoring, but you do need to click on this link and you will pick a time where you can schedule with a tutor one-on-one, which is wonderful. So you can pick those times, but you want to make sure you're prepared. When you go into a tutoring session, make sure you have questions, specific questions. You know what lesson number, maybe it's a practice question from the textbook, but you definitely want to have that information ready. Don't just go in there and ask for an entire module review, because within those 20 minutes, you probably won't get through more than maybe a lesson or so. So just keep that in mind that this is available to you. Back to the home page below your pre-calculus online tutoring. By the way, this is free. So you can always use this tool. It's definitely available to you throughout your course, but you want to make sure you schedule that time and make sure you're prepared. Below there, you can see the live lesson link. And when you go into your live lesson link, you're looking at times and dates. Make sure that you're looking at the day of the week as well. So you're looking at times and days when specific modules are available for a live lesson. So maybe you're struggling with module 8 or module 2 and you really want to attend that live lesson. So you would look at the time that's available for that week and you would plan accordingly You want to make sure you're in there at least 15 minutes before it begins. That way, if you have technical issues, then you can be logged in and ready to learn at the time of the live lesson. So you want to make sure also that you're clicking on the link that goes along with the day and the time that you're choosing. One of my favorite resources in the course is the Precalculus resource website, this blue button on the left-hand side. When I click on it, it's going to bring me to a very important website where there are additional resources. So maybe you're working on a concept from Module 4 and maybe it's not working out for you. Maybe Module 4 with those trig functions, you're struggling with something. Oh yes, and that video will pop up. That was very loud. I apologize. So as you scroll down through your modules for segment 1, you can see that here's module 4, trig functions. We have note-taking guides, help videos. This is what I find to be very helpful as you're working through each module. These help videos, they might be from outside sources like YouTube or Khan Academy, or they could be recorded lessons from teachers that have taught these as live lessons. Back to the top of this screen, the Getting Started video or Getting Started button here. This has several videos that will help you kind of just go through and understand note-taking guides and things such as that and getting started in the course. Miscellaneous resources, this is a great tool as well. Additional, graphing calculators, Microsoft Word. You can definitely use the opportunity of signing up for free Microsoft Word. Make sure that you understand how to utilize your textbook, because that will be very helpful to you as you're working through the course. Another very wonderful tool is right here. We have some other helpful websites. If you go through, there's trig cheat sheets here, which just means that there's, all of those formulas and identities in one place. Definitely explore this button. And then for each module, we have lesson recordings, and these are all very focused in on each of the lessons throughout the course. So you can go into, let's say 1.04, if you're struggling with that, you can watch a lesson recording that will go over some additional examples on that topic. Last but not least, on this bottom portion of the screen, we have our tech support number. If you ever have issues, even if you're not able to log into a live lesson or watch those help videos, you should definitely call tech support. They are able to help out with all of those types of questions. So if you call this number, it will be option number 2, and they can usually help you with troubleshooting if you're having issues with your course. The last thing I want to show you, we've already looked over lessons, assessments, your home screen, and now into this main menu. When you click on this main menu and go to your gradebook, you want to make sure you are often clicking that gradebook to see how you're doing. This is mine, and I'm a teacher, not a student, so it doesn't have my grade currently, but you should be able to see how you're doing with each assignment. And if you do choose to, let's say, resubmit 1.01, you can click on it here, and you will be given that opportunity to reset that assignment. Most of these little mini quizzes you can reset up to 3 times total. So just keep that in mind. Not so much with the tests, because those are, that's a test at the end of your module requiring a code from your teacher after you complete your DBA. But most of these mini quizzes you have 3 times to submit to get the absolute best possible grade that you are seeking for that lesson. So you always want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on your gradebook to see how you're doing in the course. Okay, well that was my navigation, my general navigation video. I hope that was helpful to all of you. Remember, contact your instructor if you have not completed your welcome call, or join a welcome session, or schedule a time, depending on your teacher and what their home screen looks like. But we can always be reached through calling or texting. Texting is usually the quickest way to reach your instructor. Make sure you are reaching out with questions, though. We are happy to help you, and we are here to help you. So please reach out if you have any questions about your course so that you can be absolutely successful in your pre-calculus course. Well, thank you so much and have a great day.